What is up, everyone? Welcome back to Murphy Moto. Today I'm going to show you the absolute biggest problem with owning a Chinese ATV. And this is my daughter's ATV here, has zero issues. We run this thing really hard, and so far we've had nothing but luck with it. Hopefully that doesn't change anytime soon. The only problem we've had is she's hit a couple things with this, and this bumper is it's on its last leg. As you can see, got the I guess this is a shock reservoir. I know it's supposed to be a remote reservoir. Whether it actually is or not, I don't know. It may be for show. But here's mine. This is mine. It's the exact same thing. It's identical, other than a few small things, like the handlebars are a little different. Couple little differences on the engine, but otherwise it is a GY6 powered everything. The reason we went with these is because she's just learning to ride an ATV, so I don't want gears. I don't want none of that. I want to get on it, thumb throttle, and go. And this does it, and it has plenty of power, plenty of speed. We've just got to where I took out the throttle control, where now it can go full wide open. She needs to learn throttle control that way. I don't want her getting independent, thinking she can always get on it. So that's why I did that. But the problem that I ran into is no matter what I did, this chain would derail. No matter what I did. It wouldn't do it. Like, you could be riding it, going straight, no problem. But as soon as you got somewhere where it was slick and the wheels would spin, it would throw the chain every single time. Every time. So originally this sprocket was on this side, so I flipped it because I could clearly see it was running kind of like that. So that way I could bring it closer in line. And then what I done is I would spin the rear axle, and I could still hear it crunching and binding on this gear no matter what I did. On the back side of the gear, I can't really get you guys in there to show it to you, but the teeth are shiny. Now here on this side, you can see where the teeth have ramped. They're actually polished on the other side and kind of filed down. It has rode on that side so much and tried to come off. No matter what I did, I couldn't get an alignment. As you can see, I get the axle loose right there. That's how you align it. What I was doing is I kept the axle loose, and then I would just hold both tires in a direction that looked like it would line up the best. And then I would roll the tires and see if that crunching sound would go away from where it was binding on that front gear. No matter what I did, it wouldn't do it. So I started kind of investigating around the gearbox, and I started noticing it sat kind of sideways. The gear was not straight with the frame. It sat kind of like this right here. And I was like, well, that's kind of odd, like, why is it doing that? Something's bent, Well, I came up here on the frame, and now this is something I kind of thought these were impervious to, because as hard as we are on this one, we haven't had the problem. I am going to take the plastics completely off and inspect everything, but we haven't had this problem yet, and hopefully we don't. But I started investigating, and one of the first things I found was this frame is cracked right here at the lower motor mount. This is not a huge deal. It doesn't go all the way around. It stops right about where my finger is there. And I was thinking to myself, there's no way that alone could do it, because here's another motor mount. As you can see, that thing's pretty beefy. Like, it's pretty solid. All right. Well, then I found the big boy. It's this guy right here. This is the upper front motor mount, and she's completely tanked. I mean, she's broken. Yeah. So with those being broke, and I think this is actually a motor mount. It wasn't lined up. Actually, it wasn't bolted up at all, and this could definitely also cause a problem. But no matter what we did, we couldn't get it aligned, and now finding those leads me to believe that is a problem. So if you have a Chinese ATV, when you're letting someone like this ride it, you definitely need to make sure that your frame is not cracked. This stuff could break. Even these little ATVs that go pretty quick, they could definitely break. And last thing you want to do is have them break in half or something. Maybe hit stab them in the chest or something like that. It can happen if these break. So you definitely want to make sure to check these things over. Like I say, this guy's pretty beefy. I don't see any problems. And one of the differences here, you can even see it doesn't even have that motor mount bracket back there in the center to connect to the gearbox. So definitely check these things over. I don't know if this is a problem on name brand ATVs. I haven't really heard too much of it. I guess if you're hard enough on anything, you can crack steel. But this Chinese metal is definitely not the best. I really didn't think these were going to have that problem. As you can see, these frames are built pretty daggone well. Like, they're no, super cheap frame. I mean, at the same time, they are Chinese ATV. So anyways, guys, if you have one of these, do yourself a favor, and especially before you buy one, check this over. I bought this. I didn't get a lot of time to look it over. Luckily, I can weld and everything, so I'm going to get all this fixed. As long as I can get all this to line up right. As you see, this is not going to line up real easy at all. As long as we can get that to line up right, we should be good to go and continue trucking on. But anyways, guys, this is honestly one of the biggest problems with long knee. Everybody I have seen, especially with the towels, at some point they're going to crack. So make sure you keep an eye on this. If it's some little hairline like this guy right here, you can take that to a little welding shop. They'll fix you up, probably $75. They can get to it really easy. You may have to do some disassembly so they can get to it. But definitely do that before it gets bad. Like I say, the ATV can break and hurt, somebody you have riding it. Anyways, guys, this has been Murphy Moto, and we will catch you guys next time. What do they need to do, Kinsley?
Like and subscribe, and click and smash that subscribe button.